Hey, what's up? It's Patrick. It's Rose via Fire, and I just want to talk about a message for disabled people. I just want to basically discuss some of the things that go on with like disabled people. Like it could be like mentally, what I'm saying, the mental health. Just bring just like awareness to like some of the things that go on like mentally with disabled people and some of the things that they might have to go through. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not disabled, but it's like I really be understanding like people, and I really do like when I talk to people who've been through things like this, and I'm just understanding, and I understand like you know how just life could be, and like the mental things that I could just imagine that some disabled people have to go through. So I just want to start off by saying that you got some disabled people who love Jesus, and then you got some disabled people who don't love Jesus. You got some good disabled people out there, and then you got some evil disabled people out there. Just like with every other race of people, you got the good ones, and then you got the bad ones. You know what I'm saying? You got the ones with a good heart, and then you got the ones with an evil heart. You know what I'm saying? You got the ones with good intentions, and then you got the ones with bad intentions. But I just want to touch on like some of the mental things, and like for example, like some disabled people could self sabotage themselves to whereas they might feel as though they are not worthy of love. You know what I'm saying? Like some like disabled people, like they also desire intimacy. They also desire love and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is on some mature stuff though. I'm just starting off here. They might could self-sabotage themselves, and then the devil could talk to their mind and be like, if you get with this person, it's kind of like, am I worthy? Like, you know what I'm saying? This could be like a mental battle that they might be going through. Like, am I worthy? I feel like, am I enough for this person? You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm enough. Like, I feel like my disability is going to stop this and it's going to stop that. Will I ever find love? Will I ever find the right person? And y'all, some disabled people really do go through thoughts like this. They really process certain like thoughts like, when I get with this person, like, will it be enough? Like, will I be enough for that person? Like, let's say that God sends them somebody in their life. Satan and the devil will always try to be in their mind telling them, oh, will I be enough for this person? Will I be, you know what I'm saying? Will they accept me? Even if they do accept me though for who I am, even if they do love me for who I am, it's like some disabled people still deal with that voice, that small voice in the back of their mind. Is like, am I really enough for this person? Is this person settling for less? You know what I'm saying? It's one thing for the person to tell them that they love them for them. They don't care about the disability. But then it's another thing for that person is like, the disabled person themselves could be going through some type of mental battles. Be like, man, like, am I really like the full person for this person? Like, you get what I'm saying? They be going through like different mental battles and different things mentally, and I'm just bringing awareness to stuff like this because disabled people also want love in their life. You know what I'm saying? They want intimacy, they want love, and just like every other person, just on like some mature stuff, and that's just me like putting that out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, God's will for one disabled person could be for them to be married, and then for another, God could want them to stay single. But I'm just putting this out there to just bring awareness to it. And if you ask me, like, is society and is the world geared towards like, is the world geared towards like acknowledging like disabled people? Is it really geared towards that? When we look at like celebrities, majority of celebrities, they don't really have a physical disability. You know what I'm saying? When you look at like a lot of movie stars and actors, majority of them, they really also don't have a physical disability. So it's as though, is the world really like censoring like certain type of like disabled people from, like, let's say from like music videos? Are they excluding them? Are they excluding them from like certain roles and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting the question out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure some disabled people might think about that. Like, is society really geared to show love towards disabled people? You know what I'm saying? Is it really, like, when you're looking at music videos, majority of them, you don't see a disabled person in there. You look at celebrities, it's not many who have a physical disability. And like, I feel as though disabled people, like, if they have a good heart and if they just really good and they love God, they love Jesus, why not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why not really, like, why shouldn't they have the opportunity to shine? You know what I'm saying? Why shouldn't they have their own you know, their own things going? Like, I'm just using this as I'm just basically asking this question, like, is society geared towards showing love to disabled people? You answer that. Like, I just gave you the information. Like, you gotta answer that, because I'm just pointing out like what could be going on. And then, like, you got certain disabled people to whereas they might battle with things like, okay, how do these people view me? Like, every time that I walk outside the door, people may look at me a certain way. You know what I'm saying? People may look at me from a perspective of like, oh, this person is walking different, or they have like a wheelchair or this and that. Like, and you know, some disabled people be tired of that. They be tired of people like looking at them like side-eyed and like really like, you know what I'm saying, like acting like they seen an alien. Like, every time like disabled people be stepping out the door, they could feel alienated. Like, they could feel like an alien. They feel like, why is the stairs different? Like, the stairs is not really like, when people look, majority of them, they not really looking out of like love or anything like that. So I could understand, like, and I could imagine how that could do something. Like, it's as though when they look and they stare, that could do something to your mental health, bro. And I'm just keeping it real. It's as though they staring at your own insecurity. Like, it's they staring at your own disability. And some disabled people could look as their disability as an insecurity. You know what I'm saying? Their very disability could be their insecurity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel as though majority of people, they have insecurities. I myself have certain insecurities that I be, you know, dealing with and battling with. So I'm just keeping it real though, on some mature stuff though, you know what I'm saying? And it's really like, I feel as though more good-hearted disabled people need to speak up about, you know, the things that they go through, like the mental aspects of it, like the mental health and the awareness of these different things, you know. And I really do pray that, you know, that the good-hearted disabled people, I do pray that they get healed. I do pray that they feel loved, and, you know what I'm saying, that they don't feel so alienated. And I pray that they be covered in God's love and Jesus' love, is because this world is already hard. Like, think about it like this. Life is hard even for a person who's able-bodied, like they don't have no disability. Life is already hard for that. And then, like, you already have a disability on top of that. Now it's going to add the challenge level. And a lot of disabled people, they be living life on hard mode, bro. I'm trying to tell you what I know, bro. Like, they really be living life on hard mode. Like, every day is like some type of mental battle, or of this person is going to stare at me like this, look at me like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of these disabled people, they be put in special ed classes and all types of stuff. Some people look at them as if they slow and this and that, and they got to prove that they not slow. It's not naturally like, you know, like, let's say, like, for example, you got some people out there who don't have disabilities, able-bodied and stuff like that, and they don't really have to prove as though they have comprehension. They don't have to prove that. But some disabled people, they have to prove that, even though they smart, even though they have like the same. You got disabled people who smarter than people who don't even have no types of disability. They way smarter. But people will look at them as though they gotta prove themselves, as if they gotta go in the ring to really fight for their understanding and respect of, like, oh, I have the knowledge, like they as though they gotta go in the ring to prove they have knowledge and to prove as though they have some type of, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just really shedding light on like the mental aspects and like um just different things that could really affect like disabled people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel as though um there's so many things, like that's why I'm saying, like I feel as though more disabled people really need to use their life story and speak out about different aspects that could come from that, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not disabled, but I just really have a high understanding and I just have love for people, you know what I'm saying? So I just have an understanding and I just be paying attention what's going on, like how, you know, certain disabled people react to different things. I just be paying attention. I'm like, damn, bro, that could feel like you could feel alone almost. You could feel as though you are an alien to the world and all the eyes is just looking at you. Like it's like all eyes on me, but it's like all eyes on you, but they on a part of yourself that you don't really necessarily want to be highlighted all the time. Sometimes you just want to be highlighted for your good traits, such as like um you a kind person or you a loving person. You want those traits to be highlighted, but it's as though sometimes it feels that when people look at you, they only highlighting the physical. They only highlighting like, okay, this person has a disability. That's the first thing people be highlighting. And this is why this is what I love about God, is because God looks at the heart. So if you're a disabled person, God is looking at your heart. God is not really looking at the physical and all this other stuff like majority of people do. Because majority of people, when they look at you, they looking at the physicality first. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to say that some people who wouldn't even entertain a disabled person, they would treat them like less, as if they not a real person, which is not right. You know what I'm saying? And you got some disabled people who feel as though God did them dirty, as if it's unfair, as if it's unfair for God to create evil people out there and they are able-bodied. They could basically walk and, you know, they have all their limbs and this and that. And God really blessed them with legs and arms and stuff like that, but they evil. But then you got another good-hearted disabled person with having all these body problems and this and that. And that disabled person could look at God and be like, God, man, this ain't fair, because you got other able-bodied people out there who ain't really, they don't even have a good heart. And is the disabled person wrong for feeling as though God is unfair? Nah, because that's how they feel, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they feel. How is that wrong? How is that wrong for them to feel like that? You know what I'm saying? Because life is real, and life is like really like, life crazy, man. Life is crazy. I'm trying to tell you, like, they not wrong for feeling like that. You're not wrong for feeling as though God is unfair for these things. Because I'm like, bro, I'm wondering the same thing. Like, why these evil people out here walking around with like all their limbs, and like, why do these evil people out here walking around with all their limbs, not disabled? They have millions of dollars while good-hearted people struggling and this and that. And I'm like, Lord, man, that ain't, you know what I'm saying? That don't sound fair to me. And I just be talking to God, man, just keeping it real, because that ain't fair. And you can't be scared to talk to God and be real with him, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel as though people are scared to just keep it real, man, you know. And I just pray for, you know, for the good-hearted disabled people, man. Like, I pray that they get healed, man. I pray that they feel love from God, and God sends love their way, blessings their way, man. You know what I'm saying? For those that God is going to heal, I pray that God heals them, man. I'm trying to keep it real with y'all, man. Because I just understand people, and I understand, like, the psychology of, like, different things that people be going through, man. Like, you know, and I'm going to be real with you, man. It's that whole, like, mental, you know what I'm saying, battles and the mental health and the warfare and how the devil is going to attack mentally and all this stuff, man, is not going to be an easy one, you know what I'm saying? But just stay strong, stay encouraged, and understand that God loves you, Jesus loves you, you know what I'm saying? Keep it real with him, man, you know what I'm saying? Be like, man, I really, you know, I'm not really feeling this, bro. I'm not feeling like how you allowed this to happen. Just keep it real with God, and you know what I'm saying, so he could surround you with his love, because we're living in a cold world, and you know what I'm saying, you don't want to let your disability add on to the coldness and this and that. Like, it's like as though you still gotta find that strength and that, you know what I'm saying, that motivation and that drive to just keep loving God, irregardless of how God allowed you for you to be created. You gotta still show God that you love him. You gotta still show Jesus that you love him, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold resentment towards God forever, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you was mad at God at a certain season of your life, I understand, but it's like you gotta like let go of the resentment, and then like just really like just keep following God, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand it's not easy. It's not an easy path, but you know what I'm saying? Don't hold on to no resentment forever. If it was seasonal, then I understand, but like don't hold on to no resentment forever, man. And just forgive, man. You got to forgive in order for God to forgive you. So I just wanted to touch on this topic right here, because I feel like it's very important and it's very needed. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically all I had to say, man. Peace.